Alright, first video for World War II begins. This is appeasement. Or if you don't know what appeasement is, you've seen it in the store tons of time. I will explain it to you here in a second. Before I get into this, I like to make a little analogy of Adolf Hitler as to a child, because he has a lot of childlike attributes, and not the good ones about humility, but rather kind of the bratty ones, and we'll see how that plays out here. So, when Hitler comes to power, and he's got the power, coming out of Mein Kampf, etc., he's basically given power, um, oddly enough, kind of around the same time as FDR, which is kind of weird. There's a little bit of things there. He announces what is called an Anschluss, alright? And the Anschluss basically was a unification of all Germanic-speaking people in Germany, as well as in his homeland of Austria. So essentially what he has done is he has annexed Austria into the German Empire without anybody really getting upset because it's the Depression, everything kind of sucks. Great. Okay? So he wants to unite all these German people. Why? He feels the Germans are the superior race, the Aryans, and we'll see how that works. Then, there's my baby Hitler. Do you like that? Baby Hitler decides, I want the Sudetenland, Czechoslovakia. The Sudetenland was an area of Czechoslovakia that was made of Germanic speakers. Again, going back to the Anschluss. Now, this is the part where I bring up he's like a baby. Have you ever seen a little child that wants a toy in the store, and the parent says no, the child will sometimes throw a fit. Go, I want the toy, it's coming out of the nose, etc. And everybody's looking. And so you as a parent are put into a difficult situation. Do I, A, give in to the child, just to be quiet and I'll look like a good parent? Or do I, B, spank the child because the child knows better than to act like this? Well, if you spank a child in public, and I have children that have done this, you get a lot of weird looks from people who don't understand your way of life, and they don't understand your form of parenting. And so sometimes that looks, and they want to kind of question that. I bring that up because no one was there to spank little Hitler when he demanded this and said, I'll go to war if I don't get Czechoslovakia. Because they were basically afraid of the consequences, afraid of the questions, rather than standing up and saying, I said no, go away. So they are going to give the Sudetenland, Czechoslovakia, basically sign over this entire country of people to Hitler because he wanted it and he threatened to throw a fit or to go to war. Now, this was done at the Munich conference. The guy in charge of this, his name was Neville Chamberlain. He was Prime Minister of England, and this is what we call appeasement. Okay, so at the Munich conference, Neville Chamberlain went to Munich, which is in Germany, and basically signed over Sudetenland, Czechoslovakia to Nazi Germany, to Adolf Hitler. Now, this is called appeasement. Appeasement is giving in to someone's demands so they don't cause a stink or don't start a war. Now, here's another Dr. Seuss with this multi-headed kind of Hydra monster, and the one person going, okay, one more lollipop, and then you go home. Well, we can tell by the menacing look on the monster that's not going to happen. So, in other words, just because the danger in appeasement is if you give in to someone's demands, they're going to come back again demanding something else, given the fact that they know you're basically going to give in. Okay? So, that's where we're basically at this point with appeasement. So Hitler comes back again with his demands, and he says, I now want the Polish corridor, Poland, basically, and he wants the port of Danzig. Why? It's a unifying area between Germany and East Germany, which used to be called East Prussia. Also, if you remember back in World War I, I told you that the Russians gave Poland to the Germans to get out of the war, and again, he felt it was his. And so same thing, same store, he sees a different toy, and he goes, I'm going to cause a stink if you don't do anything. At this point, however, there's a backbone. England says no. They said, I'm ultimately going, I'll whip your butt. There ain't no point. He said, England and Neville Chamberlain said, if you invade Poland, you will get your war. We will fight you. Now, this is what Hitler wants. Remember, fascism, you want to prove you are a cultural superior. What better way to prove you're superior than by going to war, correct? So, who does Hitler have to worry about in Europe? Well, he's got England, he's got France. He doesn't care about those. He cares about the third one. He's afraid of Russia. It's the most populous military. Military. He got a crazy guy just like him. So he's afraid of Russia. He's afraid that the English and the French will call on the Russians if he invades Poland. So he has to go make a deal. And so he sends a guy, von Ribbentrop, over to meet with a man named Molotov. And they will agree to what is called the Nazi-Soviet Non-Aggression Pact. Basically, Hitler says, I'm not going to fight you. I'm just going to fight England and France, and we're cool. And the Soviet Union says, well, that's fine. Just when you invade Poland, we want part of it for us to create kind of this buffer zone in case you do decide to invade us. We'll be ready. Okay? So we have all those kind of conditions going on here. Basically, this is a I hate you as well, but we're not going to fight each other till we're ready type of deal. And well, the motive for Hitler was we keep the big power Russia out until I'm ready, and he don't want to fight us for a war. And the motivation for Stalin is I keep Hitler out of here, and if he does decide to invade, I have that buffer zone, and so I can have some time to get ready. And it actually works pretty well, and we'll talk about why it ultimately fails coming up. Now, with that in place, on September 1st, 1929, Germany will invade Poland. Shortly thereafter, England and France will declare war on Germany as well. The Italians will then jump in, and so that's where we're going. Japan jumps in later on, and World War II has begun. Okay?